Um, Extremely happy that we were able to get the final win at home in Costello on our home court heading into playoffs. Although it wasn't necessarily the prettiest game, a dub is a dub, and we did do some pretty good things collectively as a team in terms of accomplishing some of our game goals. And we also had 3 kids in double digits. So um, kudos to our kids for pulling it out, and thanks a bunch for the crowd that was here. It was a great atmosphere tonight.
We'll start it right off. KB had herself a double-double with 14 points and 10 boards tonight. She seemingly found herself in kind of a rhythm over the last stretch of games for you guys. And with it being the end of the season and playoffs up next, that's the time to do it. What are your thoughts on her performance as of late?
Yeah, I think KB has done a really great job for us. Again, it's things that we knew KB was capable of. Tonight we talked about crashing the offensive boards a lot, and I think she really took heed to that and made it her own personal mission, along with Denise as well. They both had 5 boards to kind of attack the rim. You know, she came over during some timeouts and was like, they're not boxing, like we can crash. So, you know, she's very long, she's very gangly, so I think that definitely helps as well. And, you know, she shot fairly well from the floor, 6 for 10 on a lot of those putbacks. So just really proud of, you know, her, you know, trying to get to the basket and trying to make some things happen offensively for us when things weren't falling necessarily from the outside.
You mentioned rebounding was a big part of tonight. It was certainly the case on the offensive glass. 19 rebounds offensively for the team, and against somebody a squad that had a little bit of a size advantage to you guys. Was this a matter of being in the right place at the right time, or did you really emphasize crashing the boards this evening?
Yeah, we talked about crashing the boards as part of our pregame talk. But I think also when we are outmatched in terms of size, we try to like to use our speed to kind of get to the rim. So just as much as, you know, they sometimes like to crash, teams that typically like to crash sometimes don't necessarily like to box out. So we just kind of reiterated that of just, hey, they like to crash the offensive boards. So let's see if we can return the favor and crash on them. So I thought the girls did a pretty good job tonight of keeping the ball alive. I mean, Shimaja had 5 offensive rebounds as well. So it's just something that, you know, depending upon who we play and what our game strategy is, it can be one of our main focuses.
Illinois Shimaja, she's had a little bit of trouble shooting as of late. What does she kind of need to do in order to right the ship? Does she just kind of need to stick with it?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's the end of the season, and not to make any excuses for anybody on our team, but it's the end of the season. We've had a long haul. You know, we just had that 6-game road swing. Cham just needs to keep shooting and kind of maybe get going with a transition layup. I think first, once you see the ball go in the first time, even if it's as simple as a layup or a free throw, it makes you feel a lot better and it gives you a little bit more confidence. Where if you miss maybe your first 5 or your first 4, and now you're kind of like, you know, I'm not sure. But I think for the most part, they were pretty good shots. I mean, she was open. Those are shots that we feel as though she can make. But I think she just needs to continue to be the defensive presence for us, and that spark and that energy and that offensive rebounding, and then the shots will come, you know, as the game progresses.
One of the players who did have a lot of success today was Bailey Teal. She opened up with 10 points in the first quarter, and she shot really well, but she didn't take very many shots throughout the rest of the game. Did that defense kind of cue in on her after she opened up with a bang, or was it something that she was just trying to focus on running the offense?
Yeah. I think Bailey was a little bit more focused on running the offense and kind of trying to settle everybody down. I'm not quite sure what our mode was today. I'm not sure what was in our pregame meal that kind of made us a little helter-skelter, but I thought Bailey did a pretty decent job of trying to calm everybody down and push and transition when she could and pull it back out when she couldn't. I mean, luckily for us at the beginning of the game, she knocked down those shots really easily. But she, you know, I mean, her stat line is pretty solid, 5 for 7, 3 for 4 from the 3, 1 for 2 from the free throw line, 2 boards, 14 points, 2 assists. We won't talk about her turnovers, but you know, it's a pretty solid line for a point guard, especially this late in the season.
And now it's on for the playoffs for you guys. Third matchup with NJIT just within the span of just a few weeks. And now you've got this final game behind you. You've got to win to give you some momentum. What's the message to your team as you head into the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, the message to the team is just it's a new season, but it's also a one and done. This isn't, we're going to play Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and it's okay if we lose because we can come back and we have another opportunity and another chance. conference time, tournament time is completely different. Not that conference regular season is any different, but it obviously holds a little bit more weight. You're trying to get to the NCAA tournament. There'll be different strategies that people are going to try to apply. So we'll take the time to hopefully rest, get some treatment, take care of our bodies a little bit, and then we'll just be really intentional on our game prep for NJIT this weekend. But it's just continuing to be positive thoughts. It's a new season. It's one game at a time, one possession at a time, but also there are some important key pieces that we're going to need to pay attention to, and we'll focus and talk about those as the week progresses.
Best of luck, Coach.
Thank you.